Yes, my arm is in a sling. Yes, I fractured it while I was playing tag with children. But is that going to stop me from doing my job? No. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. It is Andrew the Collector here with another control deck. Today we are going to be looking at familiar-possessed control. Anyway, without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright, so starting off, we have 3 of each of the familiar-possessed. The pure strategy with the familiar-possessed control version is you literally just hold your opponent off with the control cards, and then you slowly beat them to death with your familiar-possessed monsters. They're 1850, but they can gain attack from their support cards, and you can just run over your opponent's monsters while keeping them at bay with the trap cards. So yeah, these monsters plus Luna, these are the only monsters that you're running in the deck. Obviously Luna, because you normal summon her, she can search out any of your familiar possessed monsters, and she's a quick effect bouncer. And yeah, so that's it for the monster count. I mean, it's real simple. It's literally just familiar possessed beatdown. Next up for our familiar possessed spells are 3 Spirit Charmers for your searching, 3 Awakening of the Possessed for your card effect destruction prevention, plus attack boost for every different attribute that you control, which is the main source of where they get their attack power from. And their field spell. You, since you're only running the familiar possessed, you only need to run the field spell for its first effect, to where it's a once per turn effect, monster effect negation, but that's only for your opponent's first monster effect negation. But sometimes that can put them in a little bit of a bind or have them change up their strategy. So, I mean, you can put this at 2, but I have it at 3 because I'm running Pot of Desires in this deck. Speaking of which, onto the pot cards. Since this is a 50 card deck, we are running all the draw power. You obviously don't use your main deck very much, so this is a obvious card to have. You're hardly special summoning during your turn, so duality is also really good. And obviously only 2 Pot Desires because, you know, I don't want to draw into an extra one as little as possible. So yeah, and also it's a 50 card deck and you're running basically 3 of almost every card. And then our one-ofs are 1 Terraforming, the 1 Regeki, Call by the Grave, and Monster Reborn. I mean, basic staples. You can run whatever kind of staple that you want, but I found that these ones work the best. Now on to the trap cards, which is my favorite part of the deck. Unpossessed, which is their which is one of their trap supports, and their other trap support is Possessed Partnerships. Unpossessed is your recursion, your battle protection, and your attack gain when attacking. If a monster that you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, I believe it is. Yep, destroyed by battle or by card effect. You can special summon a familiar possessed monster from your deck to your side of the field. Your familiar possessed monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, and if they attack a monster, they gain 800 attack. So it's really good protection there. And then Possessed Partnerships is you activate it and you can special summon a familiar possessed from your graveyard or from your hand. Then, in the same effect, you can destroy 1 card your opponent controls if you control 2 monsters or 2 or more monsters with different attributes. I mean, it's good disruption right there. Now on to the rest of the traps. It's basically just control. So it's 3 Solemn Judgment, 2 Dogmatica punishment for the targets in our in our extra deck, 2 Compulse, 2 Stormy Mirror Force because I think it's really good, and 1 Skill Drain because you don't really, unless it's Luna, you don't really care about your monster's effects being negated, so you flip this on your opponent and they will pretty much cry. Now on to the extra deck. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It's literally just 2 of each of the Charmer Link monsters, which are also considered familiar possessed cards, so that's really good. One of the 5-headed Link Dragon. I'm only running him right now because of the Dogmatic of Punishment, because you send this, and and you can basically destroy any monster that your opponent controls since he has 5,000 attack. But there is that 1 in a million chance where you can summon him and he can be, unaffected. But I'm not using him. I have yet to summon him, I should say, mainly because I don't have the dark or the light. You could run the dark and the light if you want, but I haven't found the right consistency for it. Maybe if I can find a way to make this a 60 card deck, I could, but I mean, only time will tell. And then for our Dogmatic Punishment targets, it's obviously the 3 Fossil Warriors and 3 Elder Entity Natist. You send them with Dogmatic Punishment and destroy a monster with 2,400 or 2,500 attack or less. If she pops a card right away, or if you want to do the stall game and pop a card like during your turn or something, you would send this. Now off to the side deck. A lot of people say this card isn't good in the format anymore. I kind of disagree, and I kind of agree with them. It's not good against the main decks like Drytron or Virtual World or even Eldritch, but every now and then you'll run into those combo rogue decks like Dragon Link and Infernal Knights again. So I don't think it's good to be main decked anymore, but you should definitely have it ready in case you need it. 2 Twin Twister because it's a trap heavy format, so obviously why not? 2 Deck Lockdown. My philosophy with this deck is that if you're going up against a deck like Drytron or even Virtual World, or hell, even Eldritch for that matter, you set up your board first, you set all your trap cards, you get out your familiar-possessed monster, and then you activate this. Yes, it affects both players, but if you get your board set up first and then activate this, it puts your opponent in a really tough bind. So it's definitely a low-key card, so definitely check it out. It's really good. 3 Solemn Strike and 3 Not So Evenly Matched. And then we have our sheep tokens in case we need them. Anyway, that is the decks. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Like, share with your friends. Comment down below if you guys want to see any other decks or want to see us do any other type of videos. And we'll catch you guys later.